Cameroon's political crisis deepens as the Constitutional Council on Wednesday dismissed all petitions challenging the October 12 presidential election, clearing the way for President Paul Biya, reportedly poised for an eighth term, to extend his 42-year rule. Tensions are rising on the streets, particularly in northern cities like Maroua and Garoua, where clashes between security forces and opposition supporters have already turned violent. One teacher was tragically killed in Garoua during protests, while opposition candidate Issa Tchiroma insists he won the election and refuses to accept any other outcome. We now go live to our Yaoundé correspondent, Moki Kindzeka, for a closer look at the situation on the ground. Moki, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Good morning. Thank God we are safe in Yaoundé. We are still safe.
Okay, so you're safe there. What's the mood like in also cities like Maroua and Garoua after the Constitutional Council dismissed all petitions challenging the October 12 presidential election?
Now, the people of Maroua and Garoua were not even waiting for the outcome of the Constitutional Council because they did not petition the Constitutional Council for the partial or total cancellation of the votes. The people of Garoua say Issa Tchiroma won. So what was happening at the Constitutional Council was not their business. They continue insisting, and Tchiroma granted a press conference in which he's calling on all Cameroonian people to protect their votes, to go out to the streets massively and make sure that Mr. Biya leaves power. He said, even if it's violence, then violent, let it be. He was even asking, he said, if it is that Biya had the majority of votes as he claims, then why is he deploying troops to go again to stop the people who voted for him from going out to manifest? If the people actually voted for him, they would not have been going out to manifest. Also, there was another brutal killing yesterday. The lawmaker for Akko in the northwest region of Cameroon, Honorable Abe Michael, was brutally murdered by suspected Amazonian fighters. He went and campaigned for Biya, and remember, before the elections, the English-speaking separatists said they would never allow the elections to take place. So they went and brought results that Mr. Biya was leading in Akko, in Donga Mantum division, where he comes from. As he was coming back, he was abducted by the separatist fighters, and yesterday he was brutally murdered. Protests also were in Yaoundé, in the nation's capital, Cameroon's capital, Yaoundé, yesterday. In fact, they have been degenerating and extending to almost all the towns with a lot of deployment of security forces. On the other hand, the response of the government has been to send senior state functionaries to plead with civilians not to go and protest. They have also sent traditional rulers, they have sent the clergy to go to towns and villages and beg people to stay at home. But the people say they will stay at home only when Issa Tchiroma's victory is accepted by the people, by the government. They also, yesterday, the Cameroonians were expecting the declaration of results today. And the Minister of Higher Education said universities should not be open. Students stayed at home. They were to stay at home today. Unfortunately, again, the government saw the tension and decided that the results will be declared only on Monday. That's the situation in Cameroon now.
As far as that call then by opposition Tchiroma, what are the supporters of Tchiroma saying and doing? Have they heeded his call?
They are heeding his call, and as he said it will be gradual. That people will be coming out gradually. As the days are going by, that's how the number of people protesting is on the streets is increasing. So people are adhering to Chiroma's call for violence for until Mr. Biya accepts the results. In fact, Yaoundé yesterday, there was a heavy deployment of troops when young people came with placards, with billboards, saying that President Paul Biya should leave power, that Tchiroma won. A claim that the supporters of President Paul Biya really deny. They still have a feeling, or they say they insist that Mr. Biya won the election.
Thank you so much, Moki. We'll leave it there, and we appreciate this update.
You're welcome.
That's our correspondent, Moki Kindzeka, reporting from Yaoundé on the unfolding situation there in Cameroon. So the country went to the polls to vote. Tensions are remaining high as the country is awaiting the official announcement of who the next president will be in the country. As you heard, the protests are intensifying. the call from government authorities for those protests to not continue has not been heeded by Cameroonians. So a spirit of, I guess, anger there, but also hope and pushing forward in terms of what the people of Cameroon want to see in change.